everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kamin here at the Live 5 First Alert Desk for 5 on 5 Plus. All of your morning headlines in 5 minutes. Let's get into our top story this morning. Now, we're going to a developing story out of Mount Pleasant. This morning, the Mount Pleasant Fire Department is investigating a house fire that sent multiple people to the hospital. According to fire officials, they got a call about that fire just after 8 a.m. and they responded to a house on Vending Road in Mount Pleasant. When crews got on scene, they saw a heavy fire, but they've since gotten it under control. We're told 4 people, 2 adults and 2 children, were all taken to MUSC for treatment. We are working to find out how serious their injuries are. This is, of course, a developing story, so stay with us as we work to get more information. And we also continue to follow the developing story of a officer-involved shooting. This is out of North Charleston, where 8 North Charleston police officers and 3 Charleston County deputies are on paid administrative leave this morning. This stems from that deadly officer-involved shooting that happened just after midnight yesterday near Dorchester Road and Kent Avenue at the Marathon gas station. Officers were called there for reports of a shooting. That's where they found a man identified as Winston Dunham holding a gun. After failed attempts to get Dunham to put down the weapon, police say he turned toward the officers, pointed the gun in their direction, and then started shooting at them. Dunham was shot and killed by police and deputies. Law enforcement agencies do typically place officers involved in a shooting on leave while this incident is being investigated. Right now, the Beaufort County Sheriff's Office, they need your help while they look for a 19-year-old who they say is wanted for burglary, safe cracking, and other charges. Raymond Stoles Montgomery, you see him there on your screen there. He's accused of burglary at a Dollar General that happened back in June. If you have any information about where he might be, you're asked to call deputies. That number there is on your screen. It's 843-524-2777. And a man is waking up behind bars this morning after being arrested for a smash and grab burglary at Northwoods Mall last month. 32-year-old Devin Goss, you see him there on your screen. He's charged with 3rd-degree burglary, 2 counts of grand larceny, and malicious damage to property. That incident happened last month on November 18th at the Zales Jewelry Store inside Northwoods Mall. Police responded to the mall for a reported shooting, but they later determined that no shots were fired and witnesses actually heard glass breaking. Court documents show Goss was out on bond for other weapons charges when that smash and grab incident happened back in November. Now let's turn to your weather on this Thursday morning. A bit of a gray day out there as we take a live look over downtown Charleston. You can see the Ravenel Bridge there in the distance. Getting chillier, but we got that rain out of the way. Here's meteorologist Chris Holtzman with more on that forecast.
Good morning, everyone. Meteorologist Chris Holtzman here. We're starting out the day with cloud cover. Eventually, will become partly cloudy and mostly clear later on today. There is a dry cold front that will be crossing our area. There's a very small chance of an isolated shower, but moisture will be hard to come by with this next system. Temperatures were cooler, upper 50s to low 60s, so not in the 70s like the past few days. And Future Tracker shows that clearing as we head later into the day. A very small chance once again for seeing a shower. Tonight, though, we'll see temperatures back in the 30s and 40s, clear and cold, and the colder temperatures are around as we head into the final weekend of 2023. We're looking at highs in the 50s with overnight lows in the 30s.
Thank you, Chris. And moving on to our next story, the Charleston Housing Authority says it's making progress on its plan to redevelop or renovate all 1,407 of its public housing units, more than 1,400. The Housing Authority is currently tackling the Cooper River Courts community that is on America Street. It plans on tearing down the 286 public housing units that were built there in the 1940s, and they plan to replace them with more than 1,100 units of housing. They are in the planning and design phase for this project. They hope to start construction in 2025. They're currently working to secure funding to redevelop Meeting Street Manor, that's on Meeting Street, and then we'll look at renovating Robert Mills Manor on Wilson Street. All right, well, the holidays, Christmas is over, but, you know, folks are thinking about getting rid of their Christmas trees. If you're getting rid of it now, officials say the best thing you can do is recycle it. Many municipalities have a no burn policy, so burning your trees obviously not a good idea. Charleston County, the city of North Charleston, the city of Charleston, Somerville, and several other towns and cities will come pick up your tree on the curb if you live in that particular jurisdiction. In Dorchester County, you can drop off your tree at the Miles Road convenience site or Sandy Pines convenience site. In Berkeley County, they have some sites for you to drop off your tree as well. Now, the State Department of Natural Resources says an invasive lizard has started popping up here in South Carolina. Officials need your help finding them. You can see the Department of Natural Resources website here on your screen. SCDNR says it's gotten more than 100 reported sightings of the South American tegu in over a dozen counties in the state. 24 of those sightings have been confirmed. You can see what that lizard looks like there. Now, the lizard can grow up to 4 feet long and weigh 10 pounds. They eat other reptiles and they can carry salmonella. If you see a reptile, a lizard that looks like that one there on your screen, take a picture and report it to DNR. You can do that on their website. We also have a link on live5news.com for you to report a sighting as well. And if you're looking to kick off the new year with a new furry friend in your family, the Charleston Animal Society is offering free adoptions for pets over a year old. All adopted pets will be spayed or neutered, microchipped. They got their vaccines, dewormer, and heartworm meds. If the dog is heartworm positive, the shelter will pay for the treatment. Those free adoptions last until this Saturday, December the 30th. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me to learn all your top headlines. We'll have more coverage of all of this and more on our website at live5news.com.